I know what to expect as I put my hands on the door.
Caden, as you put both of your hands over the door, suddenly you feel warmth coming from the solid steel.
Oh, that's
You
new.
do not feel any pain as in the last time, but you do notice as both of your hands are embedded by several inches into the frame. The door opens. Perhaps it was activated by pressing both of your hands, but strangely enough, without harm.
Mhm. That's new. Oh my god! I just walk in, like jaw loose.
Who's in there?
The giant hall is filled with numerous construction tables. On each, you notice a mechanical creature, some of which you've seen in the past, some of which seems completely new. Devices of all sorts from time that should not exist in present. In the center, a giant lava pit, perhaps a place where the scraps and leftovers end up. The hall is filled with monodrones who seem to, almost like in a clockwork, fix and attend to the mechanism within. Standing on the opposite side of the lava pool, turned with its back towards you, a huge creature clad in blue armor with 3 arms seemed to be dismantling what appears to be an Iron Maiden.
He just kind of clears his throat. uh, Chieftain, I assume.
Careful, they explode.
You assume correctly, Caden Quinn.
The creature speaks without even stopping its work. It is still turned with its back towards you and continuing.
May we come closer, or is this as far as we get?
You have visited Zeran temples before. You are aware that spending too long for your species is not very successful in majority of cases.
Alright, then let's just get this done quickly. Then I just walk over. Oh, is it? It's nice. Hi.
Did you walk over the lava?
Yeah, I walked around.
Caden, even though you are right now in front of the creature, its gaze is still centered on its workbench.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem to recognize your being here, even though it clearly speaks to you. You are uncertain if the creature is so engulfed by its work or if it's just plain rude.
May we have a name to address you by, or is it just Chieftain?
Jesus Christ.
Wow, that's a...
Is he the fucking Terminator or what?
My name is far too long to address me by it. For short, feel free to call me Wish.
Wish?
Okay.
You do not seem frightened by my appearance, and I am to assume that you have met Protozerans in the past.
Yes, we've met, well, we called them Net and Tech.
I am aware of who they are. I was not expecting them to live to see this age.
So, a lot of questions, and just, is it okay if I just kind of lightning round them to you?
Feel free. My time is precious.
Have you been awake all this time? While the others slept?
No. I have awoken 1 year ago on the central island of Pandaria. Although it is an island now, it was not last time I've been there.
Right.
Courtesy of the final days of the Zeren Wars, I assume.
So, first question. I assume that is a what is the name? To the parka that you're wearing? Like tech war?
If you refer to the headgear, then yes, it is unique for each Zeren.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to know that for my notes. Do you know what this is? I pull out the orb. Please tell me yes.
For the first time, the creature stops its work as it slowly turns its head in your direction, takes a step forward, revealing from underneath its cape what appears to be a stump of an arm. It used to have 4.
You look right.
He puts one of his hands underneath his chin.
Where did you get that?
You want the long answer or the short answer?
The short answer.
The god gave it to me.
Which one?
Vel?
The second one, of chaos.
Okay, yes.
The god of chaos.
Of Vel or Era?
Do you know what this item is?
I
Or
have.
do you know its properties, rather?
It seems to be able to detect miracles and can fuse with them, although I don't know what the purpose of that is.
The Zeren stands up and straightens, looks above, almost like remembering or reminiscing about something.
You recognize it.
Back in the days of the Zeren Empire, I was one of the main architects of our race. I have designed plenty of Zeren temples, and I have overseen the process of miracle creation. I know by name each miracle that was ever created. I do not know this one, which means it was created either in secrecy or after the Zeren Wars were over. If you truly say that it was created by a god, and by a god of chaos, no less, I would strongly suggest to cast it into this magma pit. Nothing good will be brought by having it.
You're not the first person that said that.
Does the name Catling mean anything to you?
I do not know if you refer to an item or to a person.
A person. If you don't know the name, it's fine.
Then my answer is affirmative. Over the
What?
last year, I have spent plenty of resources on spells and spies. I have learned on the most important individuals this world has to offer. I also know about your own exploits, Caden Quinn, and your friends.
Then you know we mean no harm, and we just want the best for everyone. Well, almost everyone.
What is the purpose of your visit?
Well, we need to settle the hate between the lizard folk and UNT, as Cassandra's been kidnapped, and we want them to be allies to help us beat the Hellions. That's kind of the long and short of it.
I am aware.
He says, as he turns away and returns to ripping to shreds the Iron Maidens.
We also want to find the fucker who makes those.
I know of his name. I know not how to find him. But he is no friend of mine. That much you can be certain.
Good.
Good to hear.
I have not expected someone to so profoundly use the Zeran technology that I and my master have left behind. To cast another creature within this armor. This project was never designed for this kind of use. This is just wrong. It goes against everything that we have believed in, against the purpose we have set.
If I may ask, what was this? I gesture to the Iron Maiden. What was its purpose originally, if not soldiers?
Soldiers? No. That was supposed to be our cradle into the new world. After a certain point during the Zeran Wars, when the miracles, or rather the users, started getting a little out of hand, my master had a revelation. He came to a conclusion that the final wars between the gods will not leave our race untouched, with high odds of extinction.
You mean the Gauntlet of God?
I am surprised you know of the name, but yes. Together, my master, me, and several other scientists created Project Cradle. Artificial bodies made for the Zerans who will not survive the war. We have stored the original bodies within specifically created containers. Their souls would be then drawn towards whatever remains of Project Cradle. Ultimately, the project was a failure. We did not manage to finish it in time before... well... I was placed into one of the sarcophagi unconscious, and I awoke without an arm and few missing organs. I assume I have lost an important battle of some sort. Sadly, I do not know how the wars ended. But importantly, I was the only one to wake up. None of the Zerans have awoken aside from me. I have left them back in the central island, as I had no means of retrieving them. Imagine my surprise when a year later, those abominations, created of flesh and Zeran technology, start roaming the world.
Yeah, it felt good.
This was supposed to be my life's work. It appears that the blueprints that many have worked on the central island have been stolen and researched by someone of your ilk. From what I understand, you call him Anu, but the blueprints show much older signs of adjustments. Do you know of another who created them?
Probably Neos.
Neos. I do not know that word.
Looks like this. I pull out an old sketch of his armor. He was
You could have known him by another name. The Three-Eyed Ram.
I know this title. Few months ago, a cataclysm happened on another side of this world. I believe you were involved too, according to what I have learned.
that is correct.
We were there.
Thank you for providing information. I did not expect to actually learn anything of essence from you.
Well, how do you feel about telling us or answering a question of ours? Since we gave you this information, do you happen to know about awakening and mastering a miracle? Like, for one of us?
Awakening. Do you wish to become an incarnate then?
A what?
A creature who has awakened the full potential of the miracle is attuned to it in so grand scale that it carries a part of the god's own being with it. This alone allows them to hurt different divine creatures. That is why the miracles were created. That is why they require someone to carry and perfect them. The creation of the incarnates, creatures with power sufficient to kill a god. This is the ultimate goal of every miracle.
That's a lot of power.
That's a lot of power.
It appears that you were unaware of this process, yet I can sense that each of you carry one at least.
I'd like to show you mine. With your permission.
Please do.
Here was some gift.
If I have seen one of your miracles reaching a final stage of its evolution before, then I will share with you how it happened.
I assume we all summon our miracles at one time.
Yeah, I carried some in
Yeah.
Stark had to show him the extra arms. And so now she appears to have 4, and she'll say, like, is this one of yours?
It is indeed not of my personal creation, my master's.
Wow.
I have
Oh.
Molvin take off his talisman, and I hold it up to reveal the Chinga. Is that how you pronounce it? Chinga?
Ringo, I think.
Chiringa.
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 Reality warping powers would belong to the domain of the evil god. I do not know anything about this aside from what it serves.
Matt holds his hand out and the hand of Tyr appears in front of him.
Hand of Tyr. Is that how you call it now? Never mind. I know of this one. But the condition of its awakening is far from easy.
I know that's what my predecessor called this. May I know its true name?
The names are history. If it serves you now, then you should decide on what's it called.
Interesting.
What about I summon Mistletoe? You know this one, then?
I have seen it before, but I have never seen it used in combat. I do not know how to awaken it.
That's fair.
I have a question for DM. Does his missing arm look like Anu's?
Nope.
Okay.
Technology, yes. It's definitely the same. But
Okay.
he is 3 times the size of Anu, so that
Okay.
wouldn't be fitting.
Just making sure, because they're all blue. Okay.
You recognize this one? And he'll show him the knife.
Where did you find this one?
Wow, that's a good question.
Let me see. I'm trying to remember.
I know it was in a chest.
I remember. Remember we did the goblin adventure. It's like the goblin quest after.
Oh, with Grimpa?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, it was Gripshaw. It's the goblin with the long arms. We got it from that dungeon.
Grimpo.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's Tyr. That's the hand of Tyr.
Yeah,
that's
the
not right.
first one.
That's the first one. That's from the hand of Tyr. Second one is. I'm trying to remember.
We got Carnegie from the
The mansion.
mansion, right?
Yeah. And yours was in Feywild.
I know. I remember. Now I remember. Remember, we went to the secret market in Blueberry.
Oh,
there
is
was
it?
one at chess.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where it was.
It
Mine
belonged
was
to an
in-
important friend of mine. I have seen them fall in combat. I would imagine the item was taken by the enemy.
Well, I hope you approve of me having it now.
I care not for the past, as stated. Whatever you have found, I have no claim to it, nor do I have any interest in it.
Well, I see. Well, I'll try to do it justice for your friend. Do you know anything else about it? One of its abilities has been unlocked.
I may share with you how to unlock the remaining stages.
You could?
I could. The question is, why would I?
Well, I guess, if you were in agreement of our goals, trying to prevent a war between the team.
And also take down Mr. Bastille, the one who created these Iron Maidens. It will make it
And that-
easier for us.
And that too, I was just working down the list,
Sure.
or up the list, I said.
Yeah.
I have no reason to assist you with these.
What about to get back at Anu? He's the one who's taking your technology and perverting it to commit these atrocities.
Actually, if it would have been, I think, just perverting your technology is bad enough, but they're getting Zeran bodies and turning them into these monsters.
We want to stop them.
I am aware of that part too. Quite recently, I have realized that the new model of this monstrosity actually has Zeran mummies inside of them. I have tried to retrieve them, but it appears that my machines were destroyed. Unfortunately, no data was recovered from the incident, so I do not know who did it.
Out of character.
Yeah.
Should we mention that?
Harry just kind of looks down.
Is he making an insight check on all of us?
I mean, out of character, honestly, he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Fair
This
enough.
is the scientist type. He really doesn't care.
Mhm.
I love him.
Less words, less mistakes.
Wish, should we come across another model like that one? How do we release the Zarin that's trapped inside?
Of that I am uncertain. I have planned to put it into stasis until I figure it out. But once the Deterite is melted, it does not break, nor can it be melt again.
Oh, you can melt Deterite?
No. We always utilize the powers of miracles to do so.
Okay. 1 second. I'm going to sketch out the mask with the star on it that we saw Monochrome pull out and wear. Is this the mirror?
It does not look like it. It appears to be a face resembling a humanoid, not a Zeran.
Then would you know of a miracle that allows someone to phase objects in with other objects, including souls?
I do.
What is the full potential of that miracle? Could you tell us?
The full potential would be to forcefully impart a fraction of your own being into another. Virtual immortality for the user by simultaneously being able to move several bodies separately, perhaps without a distance. I have never measured that.
Right.
But that is just a part. If they really wanted to, being limited by flesh would no longer be a restriction. They could create living items, breathe their own life into constructs 100-fold greater than themselves, or even use corpses of actual creatures that died to continue to live in their own skin. If you truly have made an adversary like this, I would assume to distrust anyone you do not know. If you haven't seen them for a while, perhaps they have already been slain, and the bodies are just used against you.
Is there any way to tell?
This marble in your possession, I can sense it twitches. I too have a miracle in my possession. Perhaps it senses it.
That's the main reason we've kept it around. It's helped us find others, like other miracles and the effects of such.
I would suggest you use this miracle if you plan to play with fire, in order to identify which one of your foes is the real user.
So you're saying this thing itself, I hold up the marble, is a miracle?
It appears so. It has a similar aura around it.
Ah,
You recognize the mark on it?
It is definitely the mark of the Zeran Empire.
and What of the inverted symbol that the UNT are using?
The new Zeran Empire.
Ah,
Although they do not recognize it yet, they seem to worship me as some divine being.
wait, what do you
And
mean?
those who are left in the shadows refer to me as their chieftain, even though I have told him I have no interest in that. I require peace and quiet to finish what I have started almost 3 million years ago.
What's your goal?
To bring forth the return of the Zeran race. I have no other requirements.
Then wouldn't you require the bodies inside the trap or the kidnapped Zerans?
I
The
do not
markings
require
on the trap.
bodies. I require souls. It is a significant difference.
Okay,
The bodies I will construct myself from scratch if I have to.
and
The souls?
Um,
How are you getting the souls?
I mean, aren't there souls trapped inside those Iron Maidens? Isn't that how those things get made?
That is why I am trying to free them.
And we can help you do that.
How exactly can you do so? I fail to see your usefulness in this aspect.
We are kind of attracting Iron Maidens.
Well, yeah, there's that. There's the fact that they're already hunting us, and we're capable of taking them down. It's not easy, but we fought them once, twice.
we're
still here.
We can also, if we take down a new, find a way. He might have something.
What would you have me do if I were to agree to this proposition?
Help us in the war?
Yeah, or just on a more short term, would you be able to help us find this priestess, Cassandra?
Let me put it this way. Help you in the war, for the kingdom that I know nothing about, for people who did nothing for me. With plenty of mysteries regarding this so-called King Ulra, who had a miracle in his family from generations, yet the knowledge of which was never made public. And the so-called Four Pillars, of which I also have no real information, and plenty of which has been erased from public sources. Or do you actually not know about this?
No, I don't think we did. But
We did know something. That's why we keep doubting the Pillar of Knowledge. That there were a lot of disinformation that's been running.
Oh yes, that's true.
To justify my judgment, let me then share what I know about these. For the starters, the one called Tesladon was never intended to be a pillar of science. According to what I have learned, 2 previous of the choices that were better skilled were chased away as criminals. To make matters worse, the reason for the criminals' past and branding is due to the fact that the previous pillar of science was murdered in cold blood.
right.
Tesladon has no skill as an artificer. There must be a different reason for which this position was granted. Second issue. the one called Bellum. There is no notified or known past of this individual, according to few who lived and who were not silenced to tell the tale. Bellum appeared 30 years ago in the flash of light during the event known as the Third Ash War. With bloodied limbs, scorched armor, and a broken sword, he immediately joined the fight, killing as many Hellions as he could. With the previous Pillar of War dying on that very day, people clearly claimed him to be a worthy successor. He has not uttered a word since then. The mystery thickens as the third issue, Justica, comes into light. He hails from a long family of executioners, not spy masters. They have served King Ulra for at least 1500 years. Some say the first Ulra. The main problem I have is that, according to what history was erased and those who witnessed them silenced, the man in cold blood murdered his own father, the previous Pillar of Knowledge. And while I do not wish to open further this can of worms, the last problem, Ariet, the Pillar of Peace, has been, so far, branded as a traitor. For the past year or so, a lot of intel have been slipping through the Pillar's fingers, with the only one with access to it being an actual Pillar themselves. The individual has not been seen for the past year too, casting more shadows of doubt upon the group. And what are the actual goals of your so-called king? I have no reason to trust any of them, and I will not aid them nor you in this horde of yours.
Jesus. Out of character. This seems really, really important. Like, this information you just gave is really, really important. I'm going to post like a video clip of this. This discussion later.
Regarding your second plea, however, perhaps I might come to some agreement. While I do not consider myself a chief of the UNT, if indeed the lizard folk decide to raid this pyramid, or this temple, my peace and quiet will be disturbed for a minimum of several years, perhaps. It will not be easy to conquer this place. I would like to prevent that, if possible.
Yes, and we would
Yes,
like
please.
to preserve the peace of Siluria, as that benefits you, it benefits us, it benefits everybody.
Yes, because if you fight, it will be a slaughter. A complete utter slaughter of the Patrick folk.
On a personal request, do you know an idea on how to unlock the last seals of our miracles?
Perhaps a way to find out.
That's right. But from what he has said, he seems to know how to unlock the Hand of Tyr,
Mhm.
the Starcad, and the Silent Knight.
Uh-huh.
I have one more request. You seem to have impressive abilities in knowledge gathering and spying, for lack of a better word. Can you help us find Tech?
If he's still in the prime material realm, I should have no issue with it. But I will have to wait next 16 hours if I lack the proper resources to cast my spell again.
Thank you.
Alright.
Is that everything, guys?
I think that's
You
it.
said you have a master. May we ask who
I
that
did.
is?
In the prime of the Zeran Empire, he was known as Raider, the Master of Lightning.
Oh shit.
Raider.
But I have seen him fall with mine own eyes in the day that I was cast into the sarcophagus, too injured to continue fighting.
Out of character, you've actually seen Raider before.
Yes, we have. He's
Yeah.
he's the one that told us to not let the Zarans come back.
Who is Raiden again? I'm trying to remember.
We saw him in a flashback. We saw him enter some room. And then
Oh, that
he's-
guy. That guy. Okay.
Yeah. We saw a vision of him in the library.
Yeah.
And basically, he told us, "Don't let the Zarans come back."
Yeah. Actually, I thought this was him because it's Wish is wearing the same color.
forearms,
They're
too.
from the same faction.
Yeah.
But there's something strange. Wish says that they all wanted for the Zerans to come back. But the master, the leader, actually says he doesn't.
Oh shit. Something's not right here.
Yeah. So
Something's not right with everything. I mean, he dropped a bomb on King Ulra.
Could he possibly be the enemy?
Are you the baddies?
and with that,
Are we the baddies? Oh my god, are we the baddies?
I don't want to be that guy, but we've been playing for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's Alan get some rest.
Right, thank you a lot for playing
Are we
with
the
me.
baddies?
He
Probably
needs
more
to rest.
revelations in the future.
He
Happy
needs-
anniversary, guys.
Yeah, happy
Yeah,
anniversary.
happy anniversary.
Happy
It's been like 2
anniversary.
years. Like holy shit.
Okay.
This is
Alan?
our anniversary, and now
And we
we're
just
out
found
with
out
the
everything we
good
know
guys.
is not true.
Yeah.
For the second time.
Yeah, I knew like after Wish revealed all that, I knew it was something really, really important. So I'm gonna go ahead and post it in chat sometime, maybe tomorrow or something.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
Alan, thank you for
Good
this.
game.
Thank you for this wonderful session. Go rest your beautiful brain.
Yep.
Yeah. Like,
Got
were
us
you
again.
rehearsing this? Like this is wonderful.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Oh no, he's got us right where he wants us now, though.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Alan has us wrapped around his hand.
The list of final bosses expands, like,
Oh, we need to ask him about Agrippa.
Oh yeah.
Like legit. Because he
Yeah.
has his belt. He has a belt with the symbol of the Zaran Empire.
Oh, that's right.
but yeah, thank you a lot for the game.
Alright.
Thanks, Alan.
Thank you, Alan.
All right. Thank you, Alan.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye bye.